Right now, we want to listen to our dear governor, a phenomenal governor running through Teams Plus agenda, building everything necessary for the future of Lagos to look as radiant as has been painted by Sujimoto and every other person. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite our dear governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, for his opening address. Please put your hands together for Mr. Governor, please.
May we rise for a visionary, a leader, a father, a mentor, a man of many talents.
Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me once again acknowledge very warmly our keynote speaker, my brother, my leader, my Egmon, my fellow Surulere, a man that I once had a very unique opportunity to have served in his government, His Excellency, the former governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Raji Fashola, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Commander of the Order of the Niger. Thank you very much, sir, for coming out of, we won't call it retirement, from coming out of your space to come and once again give us the tonic and the skill and the sheer intelligence and brilliance that you are known for. Thank you very much, sir. We want to say and acknowledge that with wisdoms like this, we need to have a plan where we'll continue to write our former, so that we can continue to draw from the world of experience. Thank you very much, sir, for coming here this morning. Through you really is to acknowledge other members of those great cabinets, 2007 to 2011, 2011 to 2015. And quite a number of them are here. We want to acknowledge each and every one of you. In those cabinets, especially for 2007 to 11, there's a certain role that some of us sit. And the moment you present your memo or your cabinet, papers, and we raise our hands in that line, then you know that you have a problem. So what usually happens is you must have a consultation with those people on that role before you just go ahead and present your memo. If not, it will not fly. I mean, even a lot of time when the governor wants to use his veto, he will look at that side and he will need to appease us for it to go. I want to acknowledge each and every one of you here today. To members of my own cabinet, thank you very much. You have also listened and learned. And I will talk about you in the course of this very short speech. I want to acknowledge each and every one. Thank you very much. To all of our traditional leaders, our fathers that have also turned up here. Because if you don't know, a whole lot of them are original landowners. So this summit and all of the things that our guest speakers have said today, they are also, they've taken copious notes, and they understand and appreciate that we all need to work collaboratively to build that city or that city-state that we all crave for. Thank you very much, KBC, for honoring us, for listening carefully to all of the benefits that comes around ensuring that we work together. Oni of Ife, thank you very much. We know you are an international builder of no small feat. Kabisi Anyugure, thank you very much. Alara of Allah, thank you very much. Erelu, thank you. Onibobo, thank you. Adeburua, thank you. And of course, Oba of Lagos, represented by the White Cap Chiefs, led by Chief Joseph. Thank you all very much. To all of our international audience and partners, I can see some of you here. Thank you all very much for being part of this. To professionals in the build, in the planning space that have come out here this morning into afternoon to be part of this summit, we want to thank you very, very much. And we want to acknowledge that indeed you are the reason, while we're here. It's really for all of us to set out an agenda that can create a win-win situation. And that's why, we have all come out. And we're happy that you're all part of this 2-day summit. And so I stand here today with a lot of gratitude, but with great pleasure and with a high sense of responsibility to declare open this conference, the Lagos Planning Summit 2024, which is a pivotal event aimed at reshaping the future of our mega city. And I've seen, you've all seen, the summit's theme, Rethinking Lagos, a vision for a regional and integrated mega city. We see that it's not only timely, it's apt. But you see, it has made my job a lot more difficult. Because when you are now meant to give, I don't know if it's a remark, after a keynote speaker, a man that has held this position before, that has seen everything at both the subnational level and at the national level, has spoken, it would be very unfair for me to want to go through the 700 pages of speech that they've written for me. It's really for me to thank all of you. I assure all of you that what our guest speaker had said, I've taken copious notes. And he started by explaining to us, for the benefit of people that might have forgotten, what a mega city truly, really is. It's not a choice that you want to be christened a mega city. It's a demographic burden that has been placed on you with the population that you have responsibility for. And so in our team's agenda, when we said that making Lagos a real 21st century economy is because of the megacity status that he has inherited by himself. And like the former governor said, people used to ask us, where is that megacity? We used to think that it's some place where you are going to recreate and label the place a megacity. But thank you very much, Governor Fashola, for reminding us again and for explaining it clearly what a megacity is and how it has given me millions and millions of problems. Because when you have millions and millions of citizens, you also come with a lot of challenge. But more importantly, the place of a town planner in that megacity construct. The place of a town planner in that construct and how we need to ensure that they take a rightful place. We as leaders can create that opportunity for them. But they themselves as town planners must rise up, must stand up, must be counted to fully be able to take their rightful place. Because indeed, the cities are owned by them. It is only when they make those commitments and they make those first steps that all of us can follow. And of course, here today, thank you, you can see an array of those city planners and town planners here. From Sisi Abosede, town planner, Abosede, who was our commissioner for town planning then, from Mr. President's time, and Governor Fashola also inherited him. To town planner Toyin Ayinde, who thank you very much for bringing our former governor to come in and speak with us. To town planner Ani Fowoshe, to town planner Dr. Salako, and now to town planner Olumide. To all of you, where is your place in history? Where is your place in history? In the history of that mega city that we've all baked together, how do you want to be remembered? How well are you placing that your role? How well are you standing up? Because he had also told us that you see the lawyers, you see the accountants, you see the doctors standing up. How well are town planners also standing up for themselves and taking their rightful place? I think that's one of the points that you all need to take away from here. And he has also admonished us how not to plan. Because if you don't plan well, you are planning to ensure that things don't go well. Without mentioning name, there's a high-profile place in which is only one road that leads to that place. How did we conceive it? How did we get to that place? I don't want to diminish or reduce the price of that place, so I'll keep quiet. But the truth is, it was all conceived by town planners who truly, really must now think back and ask themselves, have they truly, really planned well for us? Have they truly, really taken the position that is deserving of them? So the question is, what next for TLPs? I remember too well in that cabinet, way back in 2008 or 2009, when we were having incidents back-to-back of building collapse. And Sisi Abosede, I was actually the vice chairman of that, and I was not a town planner of that body, where we took almost a week at the Peninsula Resort, envisioning and critiquing what was a problem for us at that time, which led, Mr. Former Governor, to the setup of the various building control agencies, where at that time it was all planning. We didn't have anything around building control, which was some of the things that gave birth to what we now know as LAPCA. I know too well that those were times when we said to ourselves that all of the problems we're facing, we do not wish to confront them again. But given what our guest speaker had said to us, and he has called it a session of reminders, there are lots of reminders that we all need to take away from here today. So whilst we commend the Office of Fiscal Planning for bringing us together at this conference, it's also an opportunity for us to tell ourselves the whole truth and be able to challenge not only the professionals, but each and every one of us that have a role to play. Either you as a financier, you as a lawyer, in whatever spheres, to understand that you have a role to play. Once the planners have set the templates, why would you want to bribe them? Why would you want to compromise them professionally? Why would you want to go around and say to them that, they can make this floor, they can just make it 2 levels up? And that's why these reminders are important for us. And like I said, Town Planner Abosede, at that time, started the ideas around building control agencies. Town Planner Ayinde pushed for the full implementation and was able to segregate those agencies at that time. Once upon a time, Ministry of Fiscal Planning that you have today used to be Ministry of Fiscal Planning and Environment. Environment, I can see my Egbon, Ani Baba. Is he there? Exactly. He used to be commissioner for environment, fiscal planning, town planning, everything all put together. It was out of the concept of our president and our governor then that we severed it. Environment, go your place. Fiscal planning, go your place. Environment has since become environment and drainage. We've also further broken it down. Fiscal planning today have since also broken down. Now we have 2 cabinet members that are in fiscal planning. One in fiscal planning, one in regional, which is where LAPCA is. So that we can unbundle all of those bureaucracies and everybody can stand alone and be able to work professionally. Today, the likes of Dr. Salako play their role. We have a commissioner for fiscal planning who I keep telling that you have a unique opportunity to also write your own name in gold. So this summit is not just for us to come and listen. It's truly, really for us to take note, to challenge ourselves, and to say to ourselves that never again will some things happen in this our mega city. And like our guest speaker has also reminded us, that any planning we do without putting utilities like providing water, they were just scratching it. I want to assure you, sir, that the Adion Phase 2 that you talked about was just a week ago or 2 weeks ago that we brought back Mr. Salini, and Tijani is somewhere here, that he brought that big project back to cabinet, and we needed to tell ourselves the difficult truth and raise money to complete that project. I'm happy that we took that decision. Governor Fashola wasn't aware what I went through to ensure that we bring that decision. And you can see sometimes when I insist that people are watching us, people are asking questions, and people expect the best from us. Similarly, he had also reminded me and assured me that there's some veto powers that I need to begin to exercise. My brother, Governor Fashola, just yesterday, there was a very contentious cabinet memo in which at the end of the day, I had to put that veto to play. We were confronted with getting an approval to set up a Lagos State University of Medical Sciences as a deliberate attempt to fit the gap of lack of having qualified medical professionals, doctors, nurses, and other health. And the cabinet, they were doing jiggy. That veto that you talked about, they've seen the benefit of it now. We had to put it on place, and we are going to have that medical university. You also reminded us, sir, that there is a need for us when we're planning to have a lot of spaces for sporting and recreational facilities. They will remember again. There was a day that I brought a memo that 10 stadia, I wanted to build it in one day. They did not believe it. And I had to insist again that we need to build those 10 stadia as forms of recreation in our metropolis. You can see where I got all of the inclination of ensuring that Lagos always receive the very best. Thank you very much, sir, for reminding us of some of the things that you also initiated. The Blue Line, which today has carried well over 3 million people. The Red Line, which coincidentally today, at about 4:30, 5 o'clock today, and I'm inviting all of you, we're going to be starting the commercial operation of the Red Line. Later today, from the Ebute Metta train station. And so what the city is telling us is that journeys that will either have taken 2 hours, 2.5 hours, from Ebute Metta train station all the way to Agbado, you will complete it in less than 50 minutes. That is the vision that the former governor and the leadership of Lagos has bequeathed for us. Thank you for reminding us again. We want to give you assurance again that our concept of integrated public transportation system is on track, and we will not disappoint you. Why do I say so? I was in your government when I first took a first trip, and I used to brag about it to Curitiba and Porto Alegre and Sao Paulo in Brazil. I told them that I conceived with you the first BRT bus rapid system then. I'm happy to announce that later today, I'm also meeting with a group of our financiers and concessionaires, and by next year, additional 2,000 CNG buses will be in Lagos, completely built, some in Lagos, some outside Lagos, to refleet and to bring back all of our BRT, urban mass transportation initiative, to make sure that it's on track and it's on course. We've seen the issues around Okada, Kekem Napep, and Korope, and the rest of it. Apart from them not fitting with our mass urban transportation system, we understand the feeling of our people. And so we were trying to reorganize them and put them at last mile positions, but not for them to begin to crowd our highways and our major motorways. So we believe that alternatives will be provided, and adequate alternatives is part of the things that our rail, our water infrastructure, and now the BRT that will also be given all of the commuters for public transportation in Lagos. So thank you again for reminding us about that. You've also reminded us that as planners, we need to be audacious, we need to be ambitious, and we need to be very creative, and ensuring that we can indeed plan for the future. We can plan to build cities where centers like this can be replicated, entertainment centers can be further built. I want to assure you, sir, that those plans are ongoing, and my last trip was also to sign an MOU that will go into a contract where the construction of a modern international convention center for Lagos will start very, 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 very soon. I know that the finance people with us know too well, too, that there are plans in place, and Lagos can take it for us to have financing strategy where we can fund projects as a standalone, where we can have a bond to fund individual specific projects and have them stand alone. The finance team are here, and they've challenged us again that we need to be able to creatively get to work and see how that will happen. But the big elephant in the room was when our guest speaker, the former governor, spoke about the reduction in planning approvals. If you were to stand for another election, clearly the applause in the room have given him another vote But the point is not lost on me, and certainly not in our team. We understand what that means. We understand what that implies. As I was coming in this morning, and I went on the stand, part of the things, and I'm sure they're here, was that why do any person asking for approval need to go through all of these offices? Why must you put on your roller banner that it must get Lamata approval, get NIWA approval, get fiscal planning approval, get environment approval, get drainage approval, right now, this morning, inside our place? And I said, in itself, it kills investors, it kills investment. They were trying to explain to me that it is well applicable. No! It's not well applicable. In itself is discouraging. Don't leave those initiatives to younger officers when somebody brings in something and the person does say, can't you see that banner? And the man sees 15 lists of approvals that he needs to go and get. No objection. And that's why I'm happy with all of us as stakeholders that are here. And that's why there is no need for my speech, just to rehash and take the point of what the keynote speaker, and that's why they call them keynote speaker. And take the note and take the point. So, Mr. Honorable Commissioner, while I was making the point, I didn't know that our keynote speaker was going to bring the same points. Sit down, don't worry. And they were arguing with me why they need to do a planning approval for 1 hectare. And I was asking the lady, in the 1 hectare, the person wants to have a school, must the person have a church, must the person have a praying center on 10,000 square meters? That in itself is killing investment. I didn't know that our guest speaker was going to bring it up. So TPL, town planners, please, we need to think out of the box. We need to be very creative. We need to know what the citizens want. We need to know what is international best practices. But more importantly, you need to take the front lead so that all of us can work with you and give you that right space. But the guest speaker also has quietly encouraged me to see how I increase land use charge because it's more sustainable. Because it's on a sustainable basis and the land will be coming regularly on a year-on-year basis. I want to assure you that this is a responsive and a responsible government. We take all the points, we take all the issues. Our commitment is to continue to ensure that the ease of doing business is improved upon, is enhanced, that we do not kill investors, we do not kill investment, we do not drive away funding. If anybody I know too well, that money is fungible and money usually will go to the best place, to the best region that requires and have the environment for it. And so we cannot be complacent even with our mega city status. We need to continue to think out of the box and challenge ourselves to ensure that FDIs that come into our space are real because they can always get value for their investment. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's all not gloom. There are a few things that the fiscal planning, using their various master plans, have also been able to do for us. And that bets the point around some of the major bridges and infrastructure that we've seen around Lagos in the last 6 or 7 years. which includes the Agege Flyover Bridge. It was in the master plan. The Aja Flyover, it was in the master plan. The Abulegba Master Flyover, it was in the master plan. The transportation master plan working with them, Bath, the Apapa Road overpass, Bath, the Yaba overpass, Bath, the Mushin overpass, Bath, the Ikeja overpass. So you can see that it's not all bad cases for the town planners. Working with our transport experts, they've been able to recreate some of this investment as well. And on that trajectory as well, there's a plan for another Ikotun overpass. And you also can see, yes, Ikotun, we're coming there. Yes, yes. We know it's a major gridlock. And also the ongoing Okwebi Odoyalaro overpass. Why am I saying this? These are all collaborative efforts between the Ministry of Transportation and the Ministry of Fiscal Planning and Urban Development. We've seen also major developmental growth in our mega city. The Lekki Deep Sea ports, the refinery, the planned Lekki International Airport. These are all developmental investment that have been created from the various master plans that this ministry, current and previous, have been able to design for us. And in aligning with that, there's a whole lot of additional fiscal infrastructure that we need to build for some of these investments to be fully realized. We know of the Lagoon Highway, which is on the Lekki Regional Master Plan. Just yesterday, again at the cabinet meeting, for 2 hours, I had to hold the, what's it called? The pointer to show to cabinet the journey from Third Mainland Bridge all the way to the future Lekki International Airport, for them to simulate and appreciate the concept of regional master layout on the Lagoon Highway and how it will change completely, the future of Lagos that we all see. And it took me quite a while for them to see. I don't need to insist on this one. I don't need to veto. But once we're able to show them, they saw the benefit of some of the great jobs that some of these town planners have done. And so that is part of the growth plan in ways of rethinking the new vision of Lagos that we talked about. The 7-axial road, the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road, and of course, the regional road that we're building, and the all-important 4th Mainland Bridge. These are all infrastructures that have been designed, laid out by these town planners, are in our works to be part of the new vision of the Lagos that we're all craving for. Climate change is real, and in all and every of these decisions, we're not unaware of the effect of climate change, how we need to build resilience capabilities to ensure that Lagos can absorb shock and can respond to issues of climate change when it does happen. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that today and tomorrow will give all of us as professionals, as planners, as risk managers, as financial analysts, as legal luminaries, to put all our thinking cap together and be able to fashion the new vision for a Lagos megacity that we all want. We believe that it is only a guiding like this, it's only an environment like this, that we all can jaw together and bring about lasting solution, reminders, new thoughts, new ideas that can help secure this mega city state that we all call home and a place of work. And therefore, in closing, I want to, on your behalf, thank again our guest speaker for stimulating our thought, for bringing forward reminders, thought-provoking conversation that will help reshape our thoughts and birth that new idea and that new path that we all crave for. I'm confident that the world of experience of all the other speakers, even after him, will help re-image the future of Lagos that all of us are concerned about. It is therefore my honor and a great pride that I want to declare open this maiden fiscal planning summit for 2024 as I look forward to a fruitful collaboration, a fruitful deliberation with all of you, our dear stakeholders. And also my honor to launch another idea which they call the Permit Identification Tag, PIT, which I'm told will make all building approvals, as a form of identity on them. But the commissioner will explain that in details to us. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for listening and hope we can enjoy the next 2 days together. Thank you.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Governor.
Thank you very much. Please let's jam our hands together for Mr. Governor once again. Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Governor also has some other tasks to perform here. Unveil a barcode, present symbolic approval under the amnesty program, as well as have a handshake with LASPA district officers.
If we please have the attention of all the media, press men over here to ensure full coverage of this task.
So it's a planning permit, Lagos State Planning Permit Authority. So this is the barcode. The building is covered by the building permit. So you scan it and you see all of the details of the approvals and everything with this barcode. I think this is innovation, and we're using technology to also, access other facilities in fiscal planning. Thank you very much.